Welcome back, fellow traveler. My name's Mike McCumber, a landscape and nature photographer from Vancouver Island. Today, I'm bringing you along to one of the most incredible places I've ever explored, a sea cave so alive it feels like it's breathing. With waterfalls flowing from cave ceilings to towering cascades into the ocean and dancing light shifting through the mist, this place feels like pure magic. Here, waterfalls fall from the heavens, light bends through stone, and the Pacific roars like a breath of creation itself. Come join me on this behind the scenes journey and see how I created images like these. This trip was more than just a photo mission. It was a test of will, courage, perseverance, and creativity. What you're about to see follows 4 journeys into the abyss, into the heart of a sea cave where the Pacific collides with stone, and every visit brings new challenges, new lessons, and new awakenings. They each begin with a solo night hike, a bushwhack through tangled brush to the edge of the coastline. In the darkness, your world shrinks into the narrow tunnel of light cast by your headlamp. As you draw closer, the guttural roar of the Pacific grows louder, the crash of waves echoing in the cave, pounding against the seawall below. And in that moment, standing at the lip of the cliffs, I began to question everything. Is the surf too high? Are the tides too high? My mind whispered its familiar outs. You've shot this before. You don't have to do this. The colors are looking pretty good in the sky. Maybe we head to the coast instead. Safety first, right? But something deeper called. Because when you look fear in the face and say f it and descend anyway, that's where magic begins. It's in those moments when your body trembles and your mind screams turn back, yet your heart whispers go. That's when true creation is born. To push beyond the limits of comfort for the sake of light, love, and art. That is to touch something sacred. I've learned that courage and creativity carry their own kind of power, a superhuman spark that allows you to do what once seemed impossible. Chase that magic, because that's what it means to be truly alive. These weren't just your average photo outings, these were missions, tests of timing, precision, and trust between human and nature. To enter this sea cave safely requires an almost surgical balance of planning and instinct. The tides, the surf, and the light must all align perfectly, a brief harmony between chaos and calm. The window is small, barely 2 hours, when the ocean retreats just enough to reveal a small path within. It happens only a few times each year, when the tide drops low enough and the surf sleeps just for a moment. Miss it by even minutes and the Pacific will rise again and claim what's hers. These access windows often arrive in the dark hours, before dawn, when the world still dreams and only the brave or the foolish descend. I go alone, always, not out of pride, but out of reverence. Because solitude sharpens the senses, it transforms fear into focus and turns every crashing wave into a conversation. In these moments, the boundary between man and nature dissolves. A sacred bond awakens, a silent agreement between creator and creation itself. As we step inside the cave, it feels like crossing into another world. A cathedral of stone opens before me, vast, echoing, and alive. Waterfalls cascade through the darkness, each one with its own voice. One falls straight from the seawall into the churning Pacific below, another spills from a heart-shaped hole in the ceiling, as if the earth herself were bleeding light. Smaller caves branch off within, weaving tunnels of mystery and shadow. The mouth of the cavern opens like a canyon, leading back out into the open ocean, a gateway between worlds. It's pure magic. Every element of nature converges here. Stone, sea, forest, and sky, a perfect union of the elements. A hidden Eden carved by time and tide. A reminder that paradise isn't something we find, it's something that reveals itself when we listen deeply enough. For the first set of images, while the light was still low, I focused on the waterfall that was just outside the mouth of the main cave. This first composition I chose to shoot vertically, a perspective that draws the viewer deeper into the scene. I used this uniquely shaped rock on the seafloor as a foreground anchor, kind of like a visual guide, twisting and turning like a river of stone, leading the eye upward to the heart of the image, the cave and its waterfall. The dark protruding seawalls naturally frame the scene, creating contrast and depth, while the rock below adds balance and intrigue to the lower portion of the frame. What I love most about this image is how the foreground element becomes kind of a pathway, inviting the viewer to step into the photograph itself and follow the flow of nature's design. For this second composition, I ventured deeper into the cave, drawn towards its heart. I used the massive cave opening as a natural frame, a kind of living vignette that draws the eye inward and holds the scene together. This image reveals the true scale and grandeur of this place, a world within worlds. You can see the smaller cave branching within, with a waterfall cascading over stone, and below it and above it, the rugged coastline and forest beyond. All the elements of nature I love: caves, waterfalls, canyons, and trees, united in a single frame. This wide perspective gives a profound sense of scale, but in doing so, we lose a bit of intimacy found in the closer compositions. Still, it captures something essential: the feeling of standing in a cathedral carved by time, where every sound and shadow reminds you of how small you really are. For this third image, I began to play with perspective, using the smaller caves themselves to frame the scenes, like windows into paradise. I explored different vantage points from within the smaller caves nestled inside the larger one, each opening revealing a new world, a new way of seeing. These natural frames create layers of mystery and depth, guiding the viewer's eye through silhouettes of stone to fleeting moments of light, glory, and wonder. Each frame is like a portal, a reminder that within every vast landscape lies another waiting to be discovered, if we're willing to look a little deeper. And of course, I took a few of my signature self portraits. I've always felt that including a human form adds a deeper sense of scale to the image, a reminder of just how immense and alive these spaces truly are. The presence of a single figure allows the viewer to imagine themselves there, standing in that cave, feeling the weight of that air, the echo of the waves, the pulse of the earth. It bridges the gap between viewer and scene, transforming a photograph into an experience, something immersive, almost spiritual, a brief moment where art and presence become one. As the sun climbed higher, its rays began to spill into the cave, soft beams of light catching the mist and bringing the walls to life. I moved deeper inside to capture the second waterfall, the one pouring directly from the ceiling itself. It's hard to believe that places like this exist until you stand there in silence and feel it for yourself. A hole carved into the stone above, releasing a perfect cascade straight through the heart of the cave. This scene has become one of my favorites, not just of these trips, but of all my work. It feels like a portal, an opening between worlds. The twisting cave walls spiral towards the center, where the water descends like a beam of light from another realm. These images are deeply technical to create, layered exposures capturing the delicate balance between shadow, midtone, and highlight. But beyond the technique lies pure wonder. So please enjoy the first image of this set, a glimpse through the portal. The second image in this set is a similar composition to the last, yet a small shift in perspective changed everything. By angling myself just right, the opening into the cave ceiling revealed an unmistakable shape of a heart. It felt perfectly fitting for this place, a symbol of connection, of life, of the pulse that moves through all things. I call this photograph the heart of the island. To me, it speaks to the love I have for this land, for the wild beauty and its endless creativity. Within the stillness of this cave, surrounded by rushing water and ancient stone, I felt as though the island itself was alive, breathing, beating, and creating. It's a reminder that even a small change in perspective can transform what we see, revealing hidden forms, hidden meanings, and hidden hearts. For this final composition, I returned to one of my favorite techniques, using a strong foreground to guide the eye. Here, the small river flowing from the waterfall becomes a natural pathway, leading the viewer up and into the heart of the scene. The cave walls arch overhead, framing the composition like hands in prayer, drawing all attention to the cascade at the center. I love how the flow of the water mirrors the flow of vision, everything guiding you towards the moment of wonder, where light, form, and movement all meet in harmony. A reminder that nature herself is the greatest artist, and we are simply learning to see as she does. Standing here, surrounded by the roar of the Pacific and the whispers of stone, I'm reminded of something simple yet infinite. That we are not separate from this world. We are a part of it. Every drop of water, every grain of sand, every breath of wind, it all moves through us, and we through it. Photography for me has never been just about capturing a scene. It's about remembering that we belong to something vast, beautiful, and alive. Out here, the mind grows quiet. Noise fades. What remains is presence, the stillness between waves, and the silence before the shutter. It's in that stillness that creation happens, not through control, but through surrender. These places remind me that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's walking forward anyway, guided by curiosity and love. When we show up for the world with open eyes and open hearts, it responds, revealing its magic in ways we can't plan, only witness. Every journey into the wild is in truth a journey inward. The caves, the forest, the canyon, they are mirrors reflecting the landscapes within us. And when we honor them, we honor ourselves. My hope is that through these images, you feel that connection too. The unity that exists between all things. The light that moves through stone, through water, through us. Because at the core of creation, whether it's art, nature, or love, is the same pulse, the same heartbeat of the universe reminding us, you are not apart from this. You are this. So keep seeking that magic, keep creating, keep loving wildly, for this is the dance of light, love, and wonder. This is what it means to be alive. Peace and love, baby.